Official. Ukraine expects to kick out Russians who illegally moved to Crimea after annexation.
Here's a summary of the article.
Tamila Tashiva, President Volodymyr Zelensky's permanent representative for Crimea, told Newsweek on July 16 that Ukraine will have to deal with an estimated 500,000 to 800,000 Russian citizens who came illegally to Crimea after annexation. According to Tashiva, those who do not leave before the liberation of the peninsula will be faced with forced expulsion. Tashiva says Kyiv may also punish as many as 10,000 Ukrainians on the peninsula for cooperating with Russian occupation authorities. And there can be extenuating circumstances. Many of them were victims of Russian propaganda, of intimidation and threats, of the Russian legal system, and even the Russian culture and language. All of that needs to be taken into consideration, Tashiva added. The appropriate legal framework is being considered to punish those Ukrainians who have actively been aiding Russian occupation authorities, Tashiva explained. It has been used as a military base by Russian forces. While Yanukovych's pro-Russian regime was murdering protesters in downtown Kyiv, around 30,000 Russian troops crossed the Kyiv Independent Lucy Minikozy Wieland.
This post received a score of 5,400, with an upvote ratio of 96%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
Well, that settles that. I love the image on the article. Ukrainian official comment on the status of Russian squatters. __.
Greater than settles that. I see what you did there.
Haha. Didn't intend it. But good point.
I once said Optimus Prime is rigged to say that he is overpowered and has few weaknesses, not knowing I made a pretty good pun at the time. Then everybody started replying how funny the comment was and how clever I am, and I was like, yeah, haha, that's totally what I was going for.
Now I am going to wait a couple of weeks and use this on a Transformers movie thread and claim all the glory for myself.
It's the Reddit way.
How many people are in Crimea in total?
Wikipedia says that there's roughly 2.4 million people living on the Crimean Peninsula. So between 1/4 to 1/3 of the population is there illegally.
Russia has always conquered this way. Königsberg was filled with German speakers, and then WW2 happened, and afterwards everyone spoke Russia. They forced all the non-Russians out.
WW2.
And all the Russian vacationers who visit Crimea violated border laws.
And when I've mentioned Russians were towards Crimea for a vacation visit in spite of the war, nobody believed me. Even though I was just relaying info from Polish media sources.
Vacationing in disputed land in the middle of an active war seems like the dumbest fucking idea, but I don't doubt there are still people doing it.
But it's so affordable. Killer deals. Once in a lifetime.
I wonder if they'll set up any procedures for Russians who want to become Ukrainian citizens.
These procedures are already set up long time ago.
A lot's changed since then.
Makes sense. If I illegally go to Russia and the Russian authorities find out, they'd deport me. So why should it be any different when Ukrainians find Russians illegally in Ukraine and then deport them?
Imagine casually moving to annexated territory. Fuck them.
It's in the Russian playbook. Massacre the original inhabitants and replace them with brainwashed Russians, so in a decade or two the people will claim to have always been Russian-sided. It's pure fucking evil.
And they did this with Crimea twice. First with the Tatars in the Soviet Union and second time with Ukrainians.
Greater than first with the Tatars in the Soviet Union. Originally the Russian Empire evicted the population of Greeks, and a bunch of other minorities, from Crimea, Tatars as well in some measure, IIRC, and settled it with Russians. Soviet Union deported them because Stalin wanted Crimea fully Russian.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.